What's up, Coyote back, and welcome back to the channel and another Coyote Reviews episode, the series where I look at the latest new and popular games. My goal is to save you some hard-earned money and show off the games that you might not have considered playing. If you enjoyed today's video or think the series is for you, why not consider subscribing to the channel? With all that being said, let's just jump into today's video. So guys, before this review, I just want to make a huge disclaimer. I was looking through my emails a couple days ago and I seen that a very small indie developer emailed me. Now, I will show the email on screen, so I'm not like bullshitting anyone, because I want to make it 100% clear before we start this video that I did receive a key to this game for free, and I did not pay any money for this game. And I consider these developers to be really nice and down to earth, and all they want to do is just promote their game and and get feedback on the game. So as my job as a reviewer, I'm gonna stick true to reviews. I'm not gonna bullshit this review, and I'm not gonna because I got this game for free, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's the best game ever, go and play it. I'm actually gonna give my honest opinion and stick true to the reviewer I am. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer before we get into today's video. So guys, today we're going to be playing Cats Get Medieval. Now, before you laugh and click off this video, give this game a chance, guys. I just want to be transparent with you. And put yourself in the developer's shoes. You've just made a new game, you want people to play it, you're promoting it. It's kind of hard to actually get your games out, especially on Steam. There's so many games. It's like YouTube in a way. There's so many videos, and it's hard to get someone to click on your game or video. So bear that in mind. I was going into this game thinking not much of it. I wasn't thinking of it as the next big game, and you shouldn't think of this as a AAA game. You should view it through the eyes of maybe just not expect so much of it. Now, that's the way I went into this game. I was going to put my view it through the eyes of a kid, you know what I mean? I know that sounds stupid, but it is a family friendly game, so I'm going to try and view it in the nicest way possible, but give my honest feedback and basically give my honest opinions on the game and what they've done good and bad. So guys, Cat Gets Medieval is basically a game where you play as a cat, and it's like somewhat of an RPG. You get XP, you explore the maps, do side missions and all that good stuff. Now, it was developed by Let Me Out Games, and I hope I said that right, and if I did say that right, that is a fantastic name for the developer. I like the pun there. At first glance, the visuals are not awful. I definitely think this is the best part of the game, the visuals. Now, they're not going to be, as I said, AAA graphics. It's not going to be like that. But think of, if you're making your first game, I reckon these graphics are actually above average, and I really like it. Now, the character models are a bit janky. They're not amazing, especially the people running around the town. But I think we can let that slide, because if you actually enter the town and look at the castle and all that, I generally feel like it's well designed, and I think they've put so much time into this, and for that I can really applaud, because the graphics are they're really good for what this game is. Now, gameplay wise, guys, I think this game is fairly average. The fights on this game are, I think, poor at best, but you will find yourself dying. And bear in mind, dying does not, there's no punishment for dying. You basically just go back to the start of the dungeon, and basically all the characters that you defeated already are already dead. And the person that killed you will be on the same amount of health. So the fighting is very, average, and I wouldn't recommend just getting this game for fighting, because you won't enjoy it. They do spice the fighting up a little bit with items. Now, items are basically, you equip these to your character, and then you can get some extra spells or abilities. I know you can get a freeze one. And I didn't go far into this because you have to do the dungeons to get them, but for what the items I did get, it was pretty decent. They are fun to use. It definitely makes the fighting a lot better. I do want to note though, as you start the game, you can choose your cat basically. Now it gives little descriptions underneath the cat's name, and it's like, I know the one there's like the black cat is basically like a dark mage type thing, and then obviously the ginger cat is like fire. Now, I was going into this game like, oh, this is going to like change the spells, like maybe the starting spell that you have, maybe change. But as I played and switched my characters, they did not affect nothing. Like, them descriptions are basically pointless. Now, I didn't get really far into the game, so maybe it does affect it later on in the game. But as of the start, like the main 2 hours, it does nothing. Like, all the cats start out with the same, like, I don't know what it is. It's like a green fairball. It's awful to play with, I think. It's not, like, good at all. I found myself just scratching at the enemies instead of actually using it. So keep that in mind. The only good thing I can say about the fighting is the enemy types are actually really fun. Like, you have the generic skeletons and all that, but you do actually come across new characters and enemies throughout. Now, the way you get health back is like eating these rats or attacking rats that are around the map, and same with your mana. Your mana's like, you get off collecting items. You won't find a lot of these, and basically your best way to run a dungeon is attack until you die and then go straight at it again and just rinse repeat until you're through the dungeon. And another thing about the fighting is it's got all like controls. The only thing I would recommend is maybe put a crosshair on to see where you're aiming your spells. But obviously it's not needed, but it would help a lot. Now, going back to the start of the game, when you first load it up, you'd be going through your settings. Now, there is totally no settings, basically. There's a few here and there. There's no graphic settings, there's no sensitivity settings. The only thing you can change are your keybinds. Now, these keybinds actually do work, you can actually change these. I'm glad that they added it, but I would like to see more settings. Obviously not the graphical settings, I think that's kind of really advanced, and maybe leave that to the last. But at least sensitivity settings, because people like the sensitivity high. I personally don't, I found the sensitivity fine, but I know some people like love it maxed out sensitivity, and on this game, no, there's no chance. As you're exploring the map, you'll be coming across missions, and these missions, some are fun. I actually have to admit, I enjoyed collecting, like one of them was the horse. You have to collect the horse and ride it back to the owner. Now, some of these side missions feel like you're actually helping out the world, and I think they're pretty well done for what this game is. And the main missions are fine too. I didn't really get too far into it because I was distracted by all the side missions. Now, as the missions work in this game, you select them and basically you get a marker through the map and you can see the marker. Now, this marker, guys, is super small and you won't notice it. I recommend this marker, like, definitely increasing in its size. Now, guys, I'm going to kind of break the formula of my videos a bit because I want to talk about story very quickly. Now, there isn't much of a story per se. There's a tiny one there. You kind of pick up on why you're doing your missions, and you talk to these cats basically, and they give you your missions and explain why you're doing it a little bit. But there's not much there to, build it up in your head. You're just basically doing it and, progressing through the game and just doing the missions because to get XP. You're not really caring about the story as much. With this game being in early access, guys, I want to give my feedback just in case the developers are watching. That being said, what can this game improve on? I basically have two main concerns about this game. The first one being a massive one, there is no save feature in the game. Now, if there is, I could not find this. I looked everywhere for this. I was kind of in disbelief that there was no save feature. That's why I was like trying so hard to find it. Now, maybe I didn't progress that far into the game, but bear in mind, I played it for 2 hours, and I didn't find nothing. I tried autosave. There's definitely no autosave. I tried just trying to find the save button. There's none. Now, it's kind of game 101 to put a save feature in this game. As I would recommend this for kids. Kids kind of get told off by their mums and dads to get off the game. So if they can't save at any point, you know, all your progress is lost. And once that happens, the likeliness of them playing that again and coming back to your game, there's just no chance. It happened to me after half an hour because I wanted to change my cat. I changed my cat, and then I was at the start and I went, I generally swore out loud, and I was debating whether to continue playing. But as I'm a reviewer, I need to continue playing, you know. But I want to enjoy this game as much as possible. And without the save feature, you feel like you just, you know, you've got to stay on it as long as possible or you're basically fucked. My other concern, guys, is the price. Basically, the price in this game, I think, personally, is too high. Now, it comes in at £7.19. That translates to around $8, I think. Note that the game is on sale right now for 10% off, which translates to £6.47, but I still think that's too high for what you're offering. Now, who am I to decide price? It's your game, you do what you want. I'm not saying change it by all means, but I recommend changing it just for the fact that it is your first game and no one wants to spend over £5 on a game, especially when it's you know, not a AAA game. You can actually find some AAA DLC cheaper than this, and I don't think that's good. The reason why I'm recommending lowering the price is the price of entry. Say if it's £1, I know it's low. I know that cuts it down a lot, but save this £1, more people are inclined to buy it then, and more people will actually promote your game. Maybe give it to your friends, you know, because £1, like, who cares about £1? You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can buy a sweet for that much. Now that means more people play your game, more traction to the game, and maybe even the next game you can up the price a little bit more. And people know what they're getting into before they play your game, if that makes sense. Now, I know why the price is this high. Well, my assumption for that is you can see how the developers care for this game, and you can see how much effort they've put in, especially with the landscape. And I know this game takes time, especially, I don't know exactly how many people you're on at that development team, but even if it's 5 or less people, it's still really impressive to what you've created. So I don't want to get you disheartened on the price. Now, I'm not saying no one will buy this. I'm saying you're probably best, you know, lowering the price just to promote it more, basically. Now, on to the nitpicky stuff. I'm not gonna I could, you know, spend hours doing this, like, on nitpick and stuff, but the main concern to me is the quest marker. It's way too small. Definitely up the size of that. I would like to see more something about fighting. Like, I think the fighting can be better on this game. Maybe more spells, or maybe, you know, something to, like, make the fighting more precise, you know. I want to see a little bit more settings to the game and more penalty for dying. That's my main concerns, but that's the main nitpicky stuff. Like, definitely the price and the save feature are definitely way above that. So focus on that first, I recommend. But yeah, that being said, guys, let's just get straight into final thoughts. After playing Cats Get Medieval, I kind of felt refreshed video game wise, because it was, you know, it was like a breath of fresh air playing a new small indie game, and it was enjoyable for the fact that I wasn't going in with high expectations. I was just going in to try and enjoy the game. Now, I would definitely recommend this to kids. Kids definitely will find this fun. So I recommend, for the family-friendly stuff, definitely, I think you've boxed it off. There's some things that need improving that I've said. But at the end of the today, I think it's a great start. You know, I think these developers should be proud of themselves for what they've done. and it's nice to see a game like this on Steam. Now, I'm going to break the formula of my videos. I'm not going to give it a rating, because I'm not going to, it shouldn't be decided on a rating. If this game looks fun, or maybe you've got a child or something that could play this game, I recommend getting this game. Now, the price you spend on this game is totally up to you. I've given my recommendations, but other than that, that's all I have to say on the game. I think it's a great fun start, and I'm excited to see where they take this game in the future, guys. With all that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know it's been kind of a special and different one, but if you have enjoyed it, why not consider leaving a like down below, as it really helps the channel and boosts my ego to post more videos. I will leave another link to my Coyote reviews series down below in the description. But other than that, guys, I hope to see you guys on my next video. Peace!